You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The 5th Oman International English Language Learning Conference discusses the best ways and practices to upgrade English language teaching. The Minister of Commerce and Industry discusses available investment opportunities in Ibri logistic area. And a ceremony is held to boost humans' relation with planet Earth, coinciding with the Global Earth Day. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. Giving the blind all resources and opportunities for education topped topics discussed at the 5th Oman International English Language Learning Conference at Sultan Qaboos University. The two-day event discusses the best ways and practices to upgrade English language teaching. An accompanying exhibition about English language teaching books and items was held on the sideline of the conference, in which 20 publishers are taking part from all over the world. Another exhibition was also organised on English language teaching technology for the blind to highlight the equality in learning among all segments of the society. More than 100 speakers take part in the conference. Investment opportunities available at the logistics zone to be established in the Wilaya of Ibri was the centre of discussion in a meeting between His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud As-Sanadi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, and male and female entrepreneurs in the Governorate of Dhahira. His Excellency stressed that a promising economic and investment future is waiting for the Wilaya of Ibri in the upcoming period due to its outstanding geographical location. A work paper on economic challenges facing investors in the Governorate was reviewed in the meeting. His Excellency, the Minister of Commerce and Industry, also affirmed the need to develop small and medium-sized enterprises in the Governorate of Dhahira to have a greater role in operating upcoming economic projects and invest in storage, distribution and land transport sectors. A ceremony was held in Muscat to honour winners in club competition for youth creativity. The event was held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Mantri, Chairman of the State Council. More than 4,800 youths from various clubs in the Sultanate participated in the competition. They competed in various fields such as poetry, photography, fine arts, short story and theatre. The honouring ceremony included an artistic show and fine arts exhibition. Still to come in our news bulletin. Reticulated giraffes in Africa are pushed closer to extinction. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Yemen's defiant Houthi rebels pressed their offensive in the country's south, apparently ignoring an overture earlier this week, while coalition warplanes continue to target their positions today. Hours after the announcement of halting coalition bombardment, new airstrikes hit the rebels and their allies, suggesting the US-backed offensive was being scaled back but not completely halted. The coalition bombed Houthi rebel positions and military bases in at least 20 airstrikes throughout Yemen today. The raids targeted the rebels in Yemen's south and center, as well as army units loyal to the group in the western Red Sea city of Hodeidah. Loud explosions shook the cities of Taiz and Ib in western Yemen today, as well as Aden. Residents also said the Houthis and ousted President Ali Abdullah Saleh's forces were attacking the city of Dhaleh, one of the southern gateways to Aden, with random shelling. Iraqi soldiers backed by military vehicles engaged in another fierce fight with Daesh state militants in the city of Ramadi. One police colonel said this week operation was focused on regaining control of Sofia, one of 3 villages which fell into Daesh hands last week. According to the Iraqi government, troops are winning the battle to regain control of the city as more troops and weapons arrive from the capital, Baghdad. Iraq's Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi announced at the start of April that Anbar would be the next battleground after Daesh militants were routed in the city of Tikrit to the north. The fighting in Ramadi has forced tens of thousands of people from their homes. A number of theatrical teams are competing in competitions of the first theatre festival through 5 days of programs and seminars held at the stage of the College of Higher Technology in Al Khuwair in the Governorate of Muscat. Activities of the festival commenced at the auditorium of the Ministry of Education in Al Wataya under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Rashid bin Asafi Al Haraibi, Chairman of the Tender Board. Activities of the Gulf Cooperation Council, days held in the Japanese capital Tokyo, continue aiming to provide suitable environment for an interactive dialogue through which cultural, economic and media issues are reviewed in order to boost understanding among the GCC and friendly countries in different cultural and civilizational fields. The Sultanate's delegation was led by His Excellency Ali bin Khalfan Al-Jabri, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Information. 7 national artistic items were organized by citizens of the Wilaya of Boshar on the occasion of safe return of His Majesty the Sultan. The operate was presided over by Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education. It witnessed a huge participation from members of the society. During the event, school students and the youth performed various artistic shows, national songs, Omani traditional dances and poems. The participants expressed sincere feelings and overwhelming happiness on His Majesty's safe return to the dear homeland. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs, in collaboration with the German University of Technology, organized a walkathon at the Qorum Beach, coinciding with celebrations of the Global Earth Day that falls on the 22nd of April each year. A number of awareness activities were held to protect the environment and health, targeting different categories of the society. Competitions and kids' games were also conducted. Aiming to boost environment awareness among the different categories of the society and to develop this energy to protect the environment, the Governorate of Al-Dhahira celebrated the Global Earth Day that falls on the 22nd of April each year. The program, which included an exhibition of pictures and creative projects related to the environment, sought to invite all of society to be friends of the environment. With participation of government and private institutions, Sohar University celebrated its 13th Student Week, which included a number of various student activities. The Student Week also contained a group of literary competitions, such as writing articles, short stories and poems, besides a number of stage plays. It also included exhibitions of the Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development, ITHRA, school activities, craft and book fair. The population of African reticulated giraffes has decreased by 40% over the past 15 years, pushing the world's tallest animal closer to extinction. More details in the following report.
Over 1 million years ago, the first savanna giraffes emerged in what is now Kenya. Today, the country has the greatest giraffe diversity of any country in Africa, but the survival of these majestic animals is in jeopardy. The Rothschild giraffe found in the country's east is already considered endangered, and the reticulated giraffe in the north may soon join its eastern brothers, the result of a population crash that has gone largely unnoticed.
Across the continent, across the whole of Africa, giraffes have declined by an estimated 40% just in the last 15 years. Reticulated giraffes here in the northeast of Kenya in the same period have declined by more than 80%. In 1998 there were 36,000 and now there are fewer than 7,000 left.
John and his research partner Jacob Leodora are monitoring this decline in the Samburu National Reserve. Each afternoon they set out with a GPS-enabled camera and voice recorder to track the movements, health and behavior of the reserve's giraffes. But not everyone in Samburu values the conservation of the county's reticulates. For local herders, who increasingly are armed with automatic weapons, these slow-moving, large-bodied animals are an easy source of bushmeat.
I think this is because of severe droughts that we have been getting several all the time, and this makes the giraffe the number of giraffes to go down, because the community also they lost a lot of livestock, and maybe they might go again feed on these wild animals like giraffes, because that's the only food they can get.
There is hope for Kenya's reticulates. 60 armed rangers patrol the reserve daily on the lookout for poachers. And for the thousands of locals employed in the safari industry, there is plenty of incentive to protect the animals.
People who are living here, in fact, they normally live in harmony because they benefit through this wildlife. Even the conservancies which are created along the reserve, this is now the community initiative whereby people are benefiting directly. So they are changing their attitude of taking care of wildlife.
The reticulated giraffe will likely be classified as endangered on the International Union for the Conservation of Nature's Red List of Endangered Species later this year, which could mean major funding for conservation efforts. But if more measures aren't taken to protect this animal soon, John and Jacob fear it may be too late.
And now for the general weather forecast. Dusty weather will prevail over the governorate of Musandam. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of low clouds and fog during late night and early morning on the coasts of the governorate of Al-Wasta. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate along the coastal areas of Sea of Oman, and it will be northwesterly to westerly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas will be moderate along the southeastern coasts with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters, while along the rest of the coasts it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The 5th Oman International English Language Learning Conference discusses the best ways and practices to upgrade English language teaching. The Minister of Commerce and Industry discusses available investment opportunities in Ibri logistic area. And a ceremony is held to boost humans' relations with planet Earth coinciding with the Global Earth Day. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.